Marco Polo was born in 1254 into a family of Venetian merchants at a time when Europe knew little of the vast lands beyond the eastern Mediterranean. When Marco was still a child, his father Niccolo and uncle Maffeo left Venice on a trading venture that carried them far beyond familiar routes, across Central Asia and into the expanding Mongol world. They returned years later with an extraordinary invitation. The Mongol ruler of China wanted educated Europeans to return to his court. In 1271, at just 17, Marco set out with them on a journey that would last nearly a quarter of a century. They traveled east, not by sea, but overland, through the Levant, across Persia, over the high Pamirs, and along the Silk Road. Marco encountered deserts where caravans vanished without a trace, mountain passes so high the air itself seemed thin and hostile, and cities whose scale and width dwarfed everything he had seen in Europe. By the time the Polos reached China, Marco had become fluent in languages and customs that made him invaluable. At the court of Kublai Khan, ruler of the Mongol Empire's eastern half, Marco was not treated as a curiosity, but as a useful servant of the state. He traveled widely on imperial business, across northern China, down the Grand Canal, and into the wealthy cities of the south. He saw paper money used as everyday currency, coal burned as fuel, vast postal relay systems that moved messages faster than anything in Europe, in cities with hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of inhabitants. For 17 years, Marco lived in Asia, absorbing a world organized on principles utterly unlike those of medieval Europe. When the Polos finally left China, they did so reluctantly, escorting a Mongol princess by sea through Southeast Asia, around India, and back to the Persian Gulf. Only then did they return overland to Venice in 1295, older, wealthy, and almost unrecognizable to their countrymen. Soon after, Marco was captured in a naval war with Genoa and thrown into prison. There he dictated his memories to a fellow inmate, turning recollections of caravans, palaces, deserts, and seas into a book that would astonish Europe. Many doubted him. The world he described seemed too vast, too rich, too strange to be real at the time. But centuries later, much of what Marco Polo recorded proved accurate. He had not discovered Asia, but he had revealed it. Some still today question his account, but most modern historians accept that the core of Marco Polo's account is accurate and truthful, though not precise in every detail and occasionally exaggerated. He died in Venice in 1324.